I'm Rarmian Newton and I play Hiccup.
And I'm Sarah McCreanor and I play Astrid.
And we're from the live arena production of How to Train Your Dragon.
And you're watching AussieTheatre.com. So exciting.
I think I'm still in shock.
Yeah, me too. It's still sinking.
Yeah. It's almost hard to describe. I mean, like, you know, it's such a unique show that, you know, we didn't even know that much information about it before we started the audition. I mean, all we heard about was it's a live version of How to Train Your Dragon with like animatronic dragons. So I was just like, yeah, let's have a go. The biggest challenge was there weren't any physical dragons there. So basically, the whole thing was like, you know, improvisational exercises, where we had to visualize a dragon. Like, you know, Nigel, the director, would be like, yeah, there's a 40-foot dragon coming at you, and, you know, you got to have genuine emotions for that. So it's like recreating it from nothing.
I had no idea what to expect. I mean, yeah. I was standing there looking up and he goes, no, look higher, and you're thinking, how big are these dragons going to actually be, you know?
Once you actually met the dragons, which was fairly recently, did you get an idea of how huge the scale is of the show that you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, especially like at that point, it kind of sunk in a little bit.
This dragon is about, I think it's 20 meters high. It's about 4 double-decker buses, and it's got a wingspan of 60 meters projected along the back. So
But there's 24 dragons in total. They're all going to be different sizes and different species as well. Well, there's 5 species, but the first one that we met, the Deadly Natter, it's a bright blue one and it's completely covered in thorns and it has like massive teeth and everything. And when we met it, it wasn't even like in motion. So it was just standing there.
Yeah, and you could even visualize.
We were inches away from it.
You could even visualize like the dragons coming to life and like eating everyone in the room and breathing fire. Like it was nuts. They're just so realistic. The detail.
It's really overwhelming standing so close to them.
And almost intimidating a little bit.
Yeah,
like, it's amazing. You have to see it to believe it.
What was your reaction when you actually got the call?
Well, I was just sitting at uni by myself, and I got the call, and I thought maybe this is a prank. I just didn't even know what to think. My mind was racing, and I was by myself, so I couldn't tell anyone, and I thought, oh, what should I do? Maybe I should ring my mom, but she was working, so I just freaked out. I was like, oh my gosh, and yeah, it was completely overwhelming. I just didn't know what to think, and then everything was going through my mind. I was like, this is going to change my life, you know.
So you guys have actually known for quite some time that you have had this role and you haven't been able to announce it until now. Has it been hard?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I told my family, my really close friends, and you know, we've had a little quiet excitement.
Especially at least not to have to keep it a secret.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just the nature of the show. It's like, it's almost, I just wanted to go up to my friends and tell them how like cool these dragons were and how like, you know, because we'd seen all of them even before it was public as well. So,
yeah, I've been more excited to tell them about everything in the show, you know, like, oh, you've got to see these dragons, like, you've got to, the projection on the floor, like, it's just, you just want to tell everyone, like, oh, I wish you could see it. But I'm from Brisbane, so I just went to a local dance school called Wild Child Studios, and I started there when I was 5. It was a deal with my mum, because I was so shy as a kid. I couldn't even speak to my parents, and apparently my mum was saying, well, you have to go, we'll make it 6 weeks, and by the 6 weeks you can make your decision. So by the 6th week I was doing a performance, and I thought, it's not bad, I don't mind this, so I just kept going for about 12 years. Yeah, and then through that, I kind of developed a lot of flexibility and strength, and then, you know, after dancing I'd go home and I'd keep going, and that's how I kind of started doing acrobatics. You know, I'm self-taught, so everything I did was in the lounge room, which is kind of why I do more contortion kind of tricks, I suppose, because I only had a small space. But I'm really looking forward to it, because it's not just dancing or it's not just acting. I get to do more than one thing. You know, it's acting and acrobatics, and
it's such a unique show.
It is very unique.
Now, you obviously started out as a youngster in Billy Elliot, and you have also toured on Cats before. This is obviously isn't your first overseas tour, but how really did you get into the industry?
I mean, I've always been you know, performing since before I can remember, even, like, you know, and you know, I've always had I have to, you know, say that I have to thank, you know, all of my dance teachers for giving me all of, you know, the best advice along the way. And one of the best things they said to me was to get an agent. And, you know, I guess that was kind of what got me into you know, actually doing the professional work.
Where are you looking forward to performing most?
Yeah, definitely opening in Australia. I mean, that's such a great opportunity for us, for the company, and you know, that's going to be really great. And also, I mean, when I was doing all the auditions and everything, the director Nigel Jamieson was saying it's a world tour. You know, we open in Australia and then we're going overseas, and that was just incredible to think of it that way. But then I found out after I'd been cast that it's actually going to Brisbane, and that's, you know, I'm really chuffed about that.
Yeah.
To perform my hometown.
I mean, it's so great to know that, you know, one of, you know, a show that could change, you know, theatre forever is beginning in Australia, and the stars of the shows, the dragons, are being made right here in Melbourne, my hometown, which is, you know, it's incredible to think that.
Either of you afraid of heights?
Well, I guess we can't be anymore if we were. Doing all these stunts and everything, it's going to be scary at times, but I think it's going to be more exciting.
Yeah, I mean, both of us are kind of, you know, the people that, you know, there's a bit of you know, nerves in there as well, but, you know, we kind of want to just, you know, get in there and try it. Bit of adrenaline junkies.
Feel about the fact that you guys are going to be the original cast of this arena spectacular.
I didn't even think of that until one day one of my friends said it to me, and I just had to take a moment. I was thinking, oh my gosh, you know, it's true. Like, to be part of the original cast is such an opportunity, you know.
It's toothless just because, like, you know, he's actually got, you know, animatronics built into his face, so he can do, you know, he can actually produce facial expressions, you know, for the audience to be able to connect with, you know, him. And he's just the most adorable dragon. I mean, he's like a cross between a puppy and a cat, and Hiccup even, like, feeds him a fish. Like, it's so cute. Yeah, he's my crush.
Well, I suppose Toothless was going to be my crush as well, but in character, I guess I would have to choose Hiccup because, you know, that's how it works out. But yeah, I mean, you got competition because Toothless is there as well, and he's definitely going to be a challenge. I mean, it really is one of the most ambitious shows ever created, and the size of it is just going to be larger than life.
It's going to be an amazing experience that, you know, people are going to be able to take away for a lifetime.